Yes. 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 Oh, God. It's almost time to retire. Not in our jobs, not in our duties, but this fucking background. Yes, it was good for a while. We've gotten many a good streams and many a decent nights out of it. But come on, look at it. This feels more like an early spring, extended winter kind of background. Not an early midsummer solstice background. I'll have to find something either at a sunset beach hut, maybe some sort of wooden house with a sunset in the background, something that works. The evening aesthetic is going to be a little harder to manage due to time. The sun stays up so much longer these days. I scheduled this for 8 o'clock because I figured I could get one of these late night convos in, but it's not really late. And for that matter, where I am, it's not very dark either. No, it's still bright out. I had to draw the shades and turn my lights off in my room just so I could get into the feeling of this. Otherwise, it would feel like I was doing commentary at some Little League soccer game. But I like those bright evenings well enough, where it's 8, 8:30, your body starts to feel like it's winding down into the evening fun. And yet it's still so bright out. Just dim enough that certain colors stop catching your eye. But just bright enough to hide a little bit of mystery. Oh, the evenings of play are certainly quite a good deal of fun. Whether by yourself, or with someone special, or with a whole group of people. That's not an innuendo. That's just the truth. I was chased by a fox the other night. I tend to take pretty late night walks, and this was no exception, I will tell you. But then as I was rounding home, I saw there was a fox. And I see foxes nearly every time I go out to walk. They roam the neighborhood, and occasionally they can get a little noisy. But this time was something quite different. One strolled into the middle of the street, as they usually don't. They cross pretty quickly and then retreat to the grasslands. But this time, one of the foxes came out into the middle of the road. There were no cars, and the lights were pretty dim. But it sat there like it was a dog, obediently waiting for someone to come. As I approached closer, I got within about 20 meters of it, and it started barfing at me like bark, 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 like it was a dog, and I thought this was very odd. I'd never had a fox that looked at me like this. They're usually pretty skittish and cautious. They don't usually interact with people very much unless something is very, very wrong. It's almost more unheard of for any of them to think of attacking you. They're much bigger than they are, after all. But this one started at me, so I had to think, what do I do? And so I just kept walking forward, trying to look confident as possible. I snapped at him a little bit, see if he would go away, and he did. He retreated to the left side of the road, and then he followed me home for a quarter of a mile, and the entire time he was screaming at me. He would stay about 10 to 15 meters behind me, and then, if I kept walking, he would go, and this was pretty weird. I mean, a fox has never done this to me. He just kept turning around going, what? And he wouldn't move. He would sit down patiently, obediently. Every time I would turn around, he would just stare. And I was like, is this a dog? And I just have bad eyesight. But I looked closer. I got closer, and it was a fox. Plus, dogs don't make those kinds of screeching sounds. Only foxes could make such a terrible squeal. So I kept walking away, and it followed me through other people's yards. It would walk right in the middle of them, and it would keep screaming at me. It almost sounded like it was asking for something. Its coat was a little gray, so maybe it was just hungry and hoped that I had something. I'd read that sometimes foxes will do that if you encroach on their territory, but this was in the middle of the street. I couldn't have been anywhere near where his hole was, could I? It's possible. Either way, I was making sure he wouldn't dash out at me. He stared at me, he leered at me a couple of times, and so I had to sort of turn to my side just in case he decided to make a dash for it, but there was no danger of that. I lost him just on the, because he was walking through each house in the neighborhood, and the house before mine. He stopped and hid in some bush and stopped making noise. He didn't screech after that. And I thought, okay, if I'm getting ambushed at my front door, I gotta be ready. So I kind of turned to my side, you know, placed my hand over my balls in case that's where he decided to target first. But luckily, I was able to get inside without any hassle. Really, I should have been covering my neck, but I had my priorities in order. I never will see that fox again. Not like I see the deer in the neighborhood. I wake up nearly every morning to the sound of new baby deers bleating in the woods. They sort of sound like seagulls, really soft and pitchy seagulls. Or pitched down, I guess, because seagulls are... And baby deers are more like... So I guess they're more like a cross between sheep and seagulls. Poor deer. They don't deserve that kind of treatment. This kind of slander. Oh well, they shouldn't have been looking at me so cute like that. I walked through the neighborhood and I saw this baby deer. It was so fucking adorable. Holy shit. It was this size. Couldn't have been bigger than like a foot tall. It looked like it had just been born an hour ago. You do have to be careful. The baby deer will walk up to you. They don't know any better. They will just walk right up to you and they can get pretty close to you and you have to stay away from them. You don't want them straying too far from their mother. I've never seen anyone charged at. The male deer are also starting to grow their antlers back in. I've never seen anyone charged at by a deer. I don't think they would do that unless they were provoked, but I do end up getting pretty close to deer whenever I take walks. Ah yes, but they must know me by now. They must know who I am. And they can see me coming. I always let them know. If for whatever reason one of them isn't looking at me, I usually snap my fingers once or twice just to let them know, hey, I'm here. And then they can stare at me and run away or just stare if they choose.
No, Jesus.
My God. Am I okay? Yeah. Brr. That was quite a bit. Haven't had a cough like that in a while. Don't worry, that only happens when I get a decent amount of fluid down my throat. I'll be okay. I haven't watched a movie in 3 months. Gotta go see Spider-Man. I kept watching all of those Spider-Man clips online. Now I want to go see that new Spider-Man movie. I want to see that Spider-Man popsicle. I remember someone threw a Spider-Man popsicle at me when I was a little kid. When you're 7 years old, the thing you look forward to the most in the summer is going to the pool, having a good day with your friends, and then hearing the nostalgic jingle. The little ice cream truck jingle. It's got that nice echoey ting to it that all ice cream trucks do. Ooh, how you love to hear it. Do I have a picture of those ice cream flavors? Let me see if I can find a picture of those ice cream truck stickers. Gotta look at one of these. They had the it was almost as much fun just to look at the picture. It was almost just as fun to just look at the picture rather than actually order anything. Here we go. We even got one with the prices listed on it. That's going to be perfect. We'll call this one Ice Cream Truck. I built an ice cream bridge in Minecraft the other day. I streamed, but before the stream, I was building an ice cream bridge out of different types of wood. They just added that new cherry wood. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to add the new image, the ice cream truck menu. Here we are. Here, I'll make it a little bigger. You can see that, can't you? And we're just going to go ahead and rate these one by one. So starting off, just the entire top row. Get that shit out of here. Sour ice cream. Jump off a bridge if you like sour ice cream. Oh, there we are. This, I didn't think this would be very good. To be honest with you, I underrated this one. Lots of kids. This was the favorite. Everyone loved to get this one. The what is it? The missile. Whatever is the red rocket. The fucking America. Looks like Pepsi. He's got the cherry, the blue raspberry, and I think the middle is lemonade. Can't be sure. I can't be sure. But I will tell you, when I got this for the first time, my mind was blown. My mind was blown. I schlucked on that strawberry like it was the end of the world. And my god, I wasn't a huge fan of the blue raspberry part, but it wasn't bad either. And I liked the lemonade part more than I expected. But the cherry part is certainly the best. Just the two. The fudge, this one is just the regular fudge bar. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I've had this one a few times. It's pretty alright. What is this? What does that say? Orange? It's really small on my screen. I'm going to make it a little bigger. There we go. The orange, never did it for me. The orange creamsicle ones never did it for me. Rich bar, that's okay. I don't know why it's 50 cents more than this one. Probably cost more. We got the ice cream sandwich. Never did it for me. Gotta be honest, the cookie always tasted like sludge. This, the strawberry shortcake, it's the best one. It's the best one of all. I haven't had one of these in so many years. I feel like I should just go to the store. I was talking about this with a friend. I just want to go to the store and just pick up one of these strawberry shortcakes and just see if it's still as good as I remember. This one, the chocolate shortcake, is also quite good, but something about the strawberry shortcake. People call strawberry ice cream lame, but let me tell you, strawberry ice cream is so fucking delicious. Something about strawberries and cream. Why do you think strawberry shortcake is so popular? And the thing is, no one else, a lot of these other ones like the Red Rocket, these would sell out pretty quick because all the kids wanted these. Not many people knew about this. This was, whenever, it's very fortunate for yourself. When you like something much more than everyone else, and it's so beautiful to you, but no one else appreciates it, and you could say, well, I wish everyone else appreciated this, and then they wouldn't understand. But when it comes to the market, you know, scarcity is scarcity. You gotta keep what you can for yourself, and these strawberry shortcakes are like fucking gold in my mouth. Except not gold, because that's not a good analogy. Metal is fucking disgusting. Gross. This one right here, cookies and cream. Never had this. I've never seen this before. This one doesn't exist. Anyone that tells you that it does, they're lying to you. Don't listen to them. Let's see. We got the cherry screwball. This I saw a couple of times. Not worth the $2.50 price tag. Go die. Just fucking order this, okay? If you want cherry, order this. The little push pops. These are okay. They're not worth $3.50. Okay, what are we talking about? They're not worth $3.50. They're not worth that much. Let's see, frozen fruit. I've had these before. I've had the frozen fruit before. They're okay. They're pretty okay. They're tart. If you're looking for something tartar rather than something richer, then they'll do you just fine. The rocket again, but it's the original flavor. I don't know the difference between this one and this one. I guess this one's just bigger. This one's smaller. I mean, sure, if you like this, it's not worth the $2 markup for a popsicle that isn't even double the size. So you're getting ripped off. Just buy two of these. The Jolly Rancher. This one also doesn't exist. Who the fuck has ever heard of a Jolly Rancher Bomb Pop? What is this, a Warhead one? As I said, fucking die if you like sour ice cream. You are an affront to God's beautiful earth if you like sour ice cream. Chocolate banana. I think I have seen this one. Never had it, but chocolate and banana is usually a good combination. The problem is no one knows how to do artificial banana right. It always tastes like plastic that you found in your grandma's basement. So this one probably fucking sucks. I'm being very vulgar today about ice cream. I guess I'm just very impassioned about these ice cream flavors. None of these exist. These aren't real. Ooh. Oh boy. We're getting up there in the price. Let me tell you something. If you want ice cream, if you want good ice cream, you're just gonna, like, after $3, you're gonna have to stop looking at that. You're gonna have to just stop, okay? Get one of these if you want some ice cream. The only reason they can get away with charging $4 for all these is because it's got a character's face on it, okay? That's the only reason they can justify charging this much. Now, and granted, some of these face ice creams are actually pretty good. They're actually pretty good, but are they $4 good? No. No, they're not. But let me just tell you. Best to worst, the Sonic one is the worst. The Tweety one is also not... No, the Bubbles one is worse. So I would actually go in this order. I think it would go in exactly Sonic is the worst, then the Bubbles, then Tweety. And I have a tough time between these two. I think the SpongeBob one is a sleeper because you look at it and you think, oh, this is going to be like pineapple or mango. I think it's like cotton candy, if I remember correctly. It's pretty decent. The Spider-Man one is probably better, though. I guess, actually, you know what? I think it depends. I think sometimes I've liked the SpongeBob one better. Let's see, the snow cones. Why are you charging $3.50 for a snow cone? Dude, it's ice with a little liquid in it. Stop that. The Big Dippers. Now, these are good, and these are actually substantial enough that I could understand $3.50. 4 is a little much. You know what? I would understand $3 for one of these, but 4 is a little much. I didn't even see this. How did I know? This one is the worst one. This looks disgusting. This might as well be Shrek. Okay, get this out of my face. The big ice cream sandwich. Just get 2 of the little ones. This is not double. This is not worth the value. Never heard of this. I've seen these before. I've seen pictures of them. They were always sold out. They would have like the pictures of them, and they just said we don't have them, even if the ice cream truck just got there. So I either have to assume that they don't exist and I've been lied to, or that they're just God's majesty in terms of ice cream. I like Twix. I would probably like this one. Never heard of these. Actually, so never heard of these right here. The cookie sandwich. I have only seen like 3 people order the cookie sandwich before, even though you're like, oh man, I want the cookie sandwich. Who orders the cookie sandwich? I bet the cookie's not even that good. I gotta be honest with you. This one, I think I actually had a bite of one of these once, and this looks way like if this was like a real good cookie with some ice cream, then you could be talking to me. But this is terrible. All right, the Magnum. I've had some of these before. If it's the dark chocolate, it might be worth $5. Like, these are really good. These are like the high-end ice cream. Honestly, fuck this one right here, the $6 one. These ones might be worth $5. I'm taking, you know, because when you go to the pool, you probably only have a couple dollars on you. You got to spend it, like the snack bar. On the ice cream truck. If you're just a regular kid, I'm just thinking of this from like kid economics. You know, I could buy whatever I want now, but as a kid, you have to consider, okay, I've only got like a few loose dollars, some fucking coins in my pool bag. You got to do what you got to do with what you have. If you want anything, like, if you want any of these face characters or anything above the $3 mark, you have to plan for that. You can have like $1.50 in coins on accident, and you could have a good time. In fact, now that I say that out loud, I think that was the reason I got this the first time, was because I always wanted this, but sometimes I wouldn't have quite enough in my bag. I'd be like, oh fuck, I've only got like a few quarters. Or I'd try to give him like 3 quarters and a bunch of pennies, and they'd be like, get out of here, kid. So you just buy the Red Rocket one. And I would get nervous, so I made an impulse decision, because I was like, I want the Rocket. And it was pretty good. It's a good backup option, but I think I'm just going to have to go with these two. The rest of these can stuff it. Alright, goodbye, ice cream. You were the best of us, and you were the worst of us. Well, that was pretty fun. I haven't heard the ice cream truck in a little while. I've seen fireflies start to come out. It certainly feels like someone you walk out in the air, even though the air quality has been atrocious. It's been pretty decent. I will tell you, I can't light incenses or candles in my room quite as easily as I could in the winter. It doesn't mesh quite as well with the atmosphere. It's harder to keep my room cool, especially because my body generates so much heat. And my room just heats up too, and my computer and my body. They generate so much heat. My room can get a little stuffy, but it also got dry and my nose started bleeding again. Goodness gracious. The air is getting pretty dry. So if you have problems with that, whether with your skin, your eyes, your throat, a lot of the... Excuse me, my voice cracked. A lot of these problems can be solved with a good humidifier. You can set it up with a little sprinkle of salt in. If you don't have one, you can get one real cheap. You just go down to a CVS. You go look in the medicine section. It might be near where they keep some of the oral ingesters or some of the cough drops. It could be near the medicine section. It'll probably be on the bottom row. You just get one of those humidifiers. They're real cheap. I haven't bought one in a while, but you could probably get one under $20. And you get yourself one of those, and you will have good air. And you'll feel good in the morning. Your voice will feel good. It won't feel straggly. One of the reasons, if you've noticed, my voice is a little bit... how would you say? Disparate? Disconnected? A little dry? A little high? Well, the air's been quite dry. And I didn't think to turn on a humidifier until I got a bloody nose. I'd just been talking on the phone under the covers. And then it started dripping again, which it hadn't done since the winter, so I figured, okay. Nature's little wake-up call. And then I smeared all that blood on my face like I was an action movie star. But I had no gun. And my aim would not be very good. No. A sword? Oh, I'd love to use a sword, but a gun? I may not be no sharpshooter. I might miscalculate. I might hit the wrong person. You can never be too careful when you're shooting a bad guy. Because what if he's got a wife, huh? What if he's got a wife? What are you going to do about that? You going to take responsibility? You're not going to be the stepfather? You're going to be the father that stepped up? Now that's a rom-com plot. It starts out as an action movie. A man walks into a base. It's cold, it's dark, it's damp. He's looking for revenge. Or maybe he's just looking to feel anything at all. He goes through the first hallway. As you would expect, lots of sentries. He sneaks past. Suddenly, in a new hallway, someone notices him. He turns around. There's 5 guys to fight. He beats all of them, chokes them, hits them with pipes, slams them against the door, chokes them, flips them again. One of them's got them from behind. He grabs him, does a judo flip. Who are you? He takes out his pistol. I'm the man. Or, whatever catchphrase you want to assign to him. Pops him right in the head. He had a wife and kids. This wasn't a bad guy. He was an intern being held captive, being forced to do work for their family. What does this man do? A cold, lonely man. A newly estranged widow. Taking care of a son for the first time. Both of them will have to learn. It stops being an action movie at that point, and he literally does. Or maybe it continues to be an action movie. But the tone completely changes. I need there to be a movie that has the balls to completely shift its tone. And start out as something so grim and serious. And not patronizingly so. Not where it's like, oh, we're gonna switch on you and it's gonna be played for laughs. No. I want you to play it dead fucking serious. For the first 30 minutes. 20 minutes if you have to. And then I want you to flip and turn into a different movie. And never go back. Don't even hint about going back. What movie has ever had the balls to do that? The first time I watched The Lion King, I remember I tuned out. After Simba's father died, I was so sad the first time I watched that, because I was like a little kid and I thought about my dad dying, and I thought, oh no, what if my dad died like that? Everyone else was quite engrossed in the film, but after that I kind of just covered my ears and shut my eyes. I did end up watching it later. It's the best Disney movie. You're a Lion King, Jeffrey George. You're a Lion King, Mr. John. I'm in debt, so I'm gonna go get out of debt, okay? Because I have to be out of debt by, I believe, next Monday, or I'm gonna be in serious trouble. Ooh, doesn't that sound nice? So you all wish me the best of luck in procuring the money. If you want to help out, you can go down into the description. Click on the little Streamlabs icon and donate whatever amount you feel comfortable with. Or don't. Don't do that. And I'll go steal it. Ooh, maybe that's the movie. I'll kill the bank teller, but the bank teller will have had a wife. Ooh, there's the movie. I kill a bank teller. It's a girl. An older woman. She had a best friend / unrequited lover. I meet up with her. Her best friend's killer. She hates me. She hates me. But she must learn to love. In. Credited. No, we're gonna workshop that title. I'll think of something better. Alright, you beautiful people. Whether you're tuning in live or coming back later, thank you so much for tuning into these little talks. You got something you want to talk about? Leave it in the comments. I've got more archives if you still need to fall asleep, or if you just need to feel company while you sit alone. Either of these things is fine. It's all available to you. And you can choose it at any time you want, for whatever reason you want. Whether you're tuning in live or coming back later, thank you so much. Good night, everybody.